And we begin with that breaking news at 6 a.m. Police investigating a deadly shooting in North Charlotte. It happened late last night on Beatties Ford Road, Carolyn.
And we want to get out to Richard Devane, who's been on the scene all morning long for us here on Wake Up Charlotte. So, Richard, what can you tell us about what happened out there?
Yeah, shooting has caused police to actually, in the last few seconds, I can tell you, they're actually going to shut down Beatties Ford Road, which could probably be for much of the morning. It'll be shut down all the way from Dr. Weber Drive to LaSalle Street. So if you're coming to Beatties Ford Road, if you have to do business over here, to be advised that this portion of Beatties Ford Road will be shut down because of scenes like this. They still have to process all of these markers. This is just one of the locations. There are literally a dozen or so locations. As Ruben pans, you can see on this side of the street, these are shell casings. On the other side of the street, shell casings. Police have, crime scene investigators have a lot of work. Actually, some of them are over there processing another area. All of this after what was to be a celebration, a Juneteenth celebration, entering its third day, turned very violent and very deadly. Now, we can tell you that this all happened last night when police say all of a sudden people were in the middle of the street doing donuts, which has happened the first couple of days. That's driving around real loud and doing wheelies in the street, so to speak. And then all of a sudden someone was hit. We don't know who was hit, but someone was hit by a car. Just as medic arrived, that's when shots started ringing out. I think we have some video that we're looking at. This caused a chaotic scene. Everyone started running, trying to go for cover. We have heard from friends and family members of at least 3 people who said that they have loved ones who were killed in this terrible tragedy. We actually spoke to a man who witnessed most of it. Here's what he had to say.
Man, to be honest, it had to be over maybe 15 to maybe 20 people shooting. The shots was coming from the left, the right, the front, the back. Like, they was just coming from everywhere, every which way. Nobody know which way to go, which way to run, which way to duck.
Yeah, and he says just after he told us that, he said that he actually saw one of the victims, a young woman, fall into the street, and he tried to get to her, but he said shots were ringing out from everywhere, even over his shoulders, so he didn't know where to run. He just ducked down for cover, and of course he says that he saw what happened to her tragically. Of course, police are still investigating. They have yet to release any information on the victims, although we've spoken to a number of family and friends of the victim. We'll wait until we get that information, but they're telling us at least 3 people have lost their life in this incident. At least more than a half dozen others have been seriously injured in this, and we'll get updates throughout the morning and continue bringing them to you. But of course, right now the most important thing to remember is the fact that Beatties Ford Road from Dr. Weber Drive all the way to LaSalle will be closed probably all day as they process this massive scene of shell casings and, of course, broken lives. We're here in Charlotte. We'll send it back to you.
And Richard, as you were talking just moments ago, an update into my inbox from CMPD. As of right now, and we know this is fluid information and this is going to change probably throughout the course of the morning, but they're confirming 2 victims deceased from gunshot wounds, 7 victims hospitalized with gunshot wounds, so 7 people, and then 5 people, 5 injured from being hit by cars there at the scene. So again, though, I want to caution for folks at home that those numbers are likely to change, but that gives you some indication of what they're working with out there. All right, Richard, we'll check back in with you coming up in just a few minutes.